All right. So I wanted to review last week's um, a little bit of a talk about resistance um, and the overlay of the persona over the top of our I am self. So resistance just the difference between being in flow and being in resistance to our growth process feels different, right? So we talked about how resistance feels squeezy and small and resistive, right? It's pressure um, against, and it's a feeling of frustration when you're wanting to have a deeper a connection or a connection with the I am, and you're wanting to hear back, right? It feels like you're doing all you can do to get there, and you don't feel like anything's happening. So, the truth is, we are the I am, and we create, and we created the concept that we have to work hard to make something happen in all aspects of life. If it's not hard work or a struggle on some level, then it's not going to happen. But the reality of it is we are the I am, and we create, and the struggling part of it is our concept of how that's supposed to be, and it's also our persona, our all the overlays over the top that that are their thinking mind. It's the stuff we've been taught. It's the way we've been living. So when something in contrast comes, it's not going to receive it and roll over because it doesn't know it. It's new information. So it's beginning to spend some time so that we discern. It's a different feeling between the voices. It's all the same voice. It's your voice, but it's a different feeling. It's a different expression that comes with the voice. So there's this great quote, Albert Einstein. I love it. The intuitive mind is a sacred gift. The rational mind is a faithful servant. We have created a society that honors the servant and has forgotten the gift. So we've put so much investment into educating our mind and living through our senses that we have stepped aside from the gift and are not recognizing it anymore, or not recognizing the conversation. And really the reality of the whole thing is, we're accepting, we're going in to accept our potential as an I am being, and we're releasing or losing fear. So it doesn't make any sense that we would fight against that, right? No, I don't want potential and peace. I want fear, and I want to do it my way. And then on the other side of our head is like, but I don't know what to do, right? It's like we're bah. So that is a normal experience you can expect out of the persona, out of the overlays, out of the thinking, educated, trained mind. It doesn't necessarily mean formal education, that too, but it means how we're trained in to move in life. So we have to make a decision, and we have to decide that there is God and that it is us. And we have to get past that roadblocks we have against that to move forward. You know, that makes us creators. If we're God, we create, right? So if we are and we create, then then we're God. We're cut from the God fabric. So why would we be something else? Like last week we were talking. The I am comes down and experiences life through my unique expression of it, right? Through my unique being. We're all the same I am. That's where the unity comes in. We're all the same. We're in different expressions of it, but we're all creators. We're creating already in our life, right? we're creating already. We're wanting to learn how to create more of what we want and less of what we don't want. How to move out of the way the aspects of ourselves that we don't want to feed or carry along with us anymore, right? We're wanting clarity. We're wanting to live in joy, in that created state of being joyful and full of love. So we have to make that decision, and we have to work through that first, or else I don't know why you would put, where are you going and who are you going to be talking to, right? If you don't think there's a God inside of you, that's you. So we get out of our resistance feelings with the truth, and by understanding that all things are God, and that if everything is God, God isn't like a little bit of God over here and no God over here. All things are God or they're not, because all things are created by God. So if all things are God, then we are God. And we got to live with that a little bit, especially if we've had training that's opposite of that. So what we're going after is the intimacy within ourselves, that free, that flow state. We've all felt it at some point in our life where we're in flow. There's no fear. There's no, we're joyful in what we're doing and the life that, how we're being, and we have clarity, and we're in the now. We're in that now moment. And you can feel that in art, in sports, in business, in anything that you're doing. You can have that experience, and you have had that experience. So how do we join the conversation or have a more intimate conversation? So how do we learn to listen? Because the I am is within us. It knows our highest and best potential. It knows everything about us and loves us profoundly, right? Because it is us. So it is always speaking. We are not listening. It's on us to listen, to learn to listen. So getting into the connected place. So we pay attention to the words that are going through our mind. Is it fear and doubt? Or is it love and joy, right? And when we begin to get away from fear and doubt and judgment and I don't understand, I don't know what to do, I'm so confused, I never, get the opportunity, or I'm struggling, all those things are creating the expression and feelings within you of all of those statements, right? But, I am a divine being, I am and I create. Back at the beginning of this class a long time ago, and you all have it, is the I am meditation. Sitting in a meditative place and sitting with I am. I am without any concept attached to it, right? Because we are before we are this, right? We are. And then we're Audrey, right? But we are first. We are the I am. So awakening that within ourselves, in our time of meditation. And then we begin to recognize the difference between the feelings of love and the feelings of fear, the feelings, of doubt, and the feelings of confidence and joy, right? And we want to be where we're feeling the good stuff, because our body and our inner being is responding to the good stuff, and that's why we're feeling it, right? That's why we're feeling it. We can change our feelings like that. We can, by changing what we're thinking, changing the recording that's going on in our head. So, all loving, good, great things are your I am self, and everything else that brings a heavy, squeezy feeling is not. It's working it out. So when we get into the love inside and we sit quietly and we are listening, we are communicating. And sometimes we're wanting it to come in a certain way. We want to define how the I am should respond and communicate within us, instead of being in the space and listening and listening. Like, why do we have to control everything? Right? If I came into your life and you know, I'm like, you can only speak to me this way, and you can only give me this experience, and you certainly can't enlighten me with something I don't know. I wouldn't. I'd sit back and just watch and wait until he reached out again, right? So we're treating our inner being that way. We're treating our inner self that way. So we sit quietly and we can be in the love place. We all know how to get there. And then put our questions out there, like know what your questions are and ask them. And then sit and listen quietly. And if you don't hear something immediately, don't worry about it. After 5 minutes or so, go on with your life expecting an answer. We have an attitude of expectancy, right? But oftentimes we're like, well, I didn't hear anything. I, or I thought I heard something, but that wasn't the answer I wanted. So, refresh the screen, right? Delete and start over, right? No, it's a relationship you're having, and not a computer where if it's not the answer that you think you should be getting because it's the one that you want and how you want it, you keep Googling until you get the one you want. Our I am self knows the highest and best for us, and it's always going to be good and better than we could ever imagine. And I'm trying to lead you into that place of communication where you have that trust. I have an idea and I have a passion, and I know that that's in me, and it will, my life will be moved along in the direction of that achievement. And it might not look like I think, because maybe I don't know. Like, we only know what we know. We don't always know something higher and better, right? So we need to be pliable. We're a team, because it's us. It's us. It's not a separate thing. We're a team, and we're beginning to make the connection and beginning to move, or wait, which is also communicating, right? So, we treat the I am within us with less respect and less honor than we treat the people around us. And, it's the almighty, all-powerful creation within that is wanting you to reach your goals, meet your potentials, have the desires of your heart, right? In a good and highest and best way for you. Right? We don't know anything on our own. We can struggle along and try to build something, right? Or we can work with the creation that's within us and have it be spectacular and really bring something to the earth. Like, all of us has within us the potential and the desire and the blueprint to bring something great to the earth for ourselves and to elevate the earth, right? All of us, each person. And we want it all to look the same. Everyone has to do this and that's successful, right? No, we're all unique and different, and we all have within us that potential, and it's up to us to tap in to the power to birth it out. And we do that by getting still, cleaning out the house, cleaning out the house. So the house in here, and the literal house too, maybe. So we know that we have this power and that we are this power, and we have to behave accordingly. And what helped me, because I did went through a lot of transitions on this journey, is I used to just image a conference table, and I was coming into the conference room with my plans, and I was rolling them out. Like, I pictured sheets of paper. I was rolling them out and putting my plans there on the conference table in my heart. Like, this is where I am right now. Help me understand, help me see, right? Um, and that really clicked in with me. And you begin to hear and receive, right? Uh, so, um, so another this book I'm reading, um, it's called I Am and I Create. They suggest making a journal. So if you keep a journal of everything that you know you created, like, not, oh, I made my business. I mean, you could put that, but on a moment by moment, like, I thought of that person and they called me, or I wanted to hear that song and it came on the radio, or everyone has done this. I went to the store and I wanted a spot in the front, and there was a parking spot, right? Or I had a fear about this and it happened. Same creation, right? So if we start writing it down, then we begin to see that we create all the time. We create, and then we begin to have confidence that, yes, what she's saying, I am and I create, it's actually happening. And we do it in small ways, but we do it in enormous ways too. Like, sometimes they take a little longer, sometimes it's a few minutes. But if we begin to watch our lives and be like, yeah, I desired that and it was provided. It came to my path, or I was really seeking an answer and a book came to me, right? That's creating. That's creating. So we get familiar with the concept, and we begin to see how much we actually do create in our lives, um, without having any intention, right? Imagine you slap some intention on there, right? So we have to get used to the idea of it. So I want to unmute, and uh, if anybody wants to share some encouraging words to, um, my sister knows I'm not calling her out, with this, with the beginning of the journey and feeling the resistance, that would be really appreciated. So unmute. And if you want to comment on anything I said, please feel free also. Love the comments.
Well, I feel like I'm totally on board. My brain gets the concept. I'm ready to go. I've been working really hard on changing my feelings about a lot of things that have to do with being in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of still think I'm in sort of limbo space where I always want that road sign. That was one of the first things that we talked about was I don't know, unless I'm just supposed to be waiting here a little bit longer and working on getting into that I am space, because I'm not there yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I have felt it here and there
Mm-hmm.
in life. It's a great feeling. You're like, you know it when it's happening. You're going, cherish this, because it's only a space, right? Because something's going to come along, and life will come along, and somebody comes along and it just goes away. So that's kind of where I am, but I just can't wait till like the fun part starts.
So it doesn't go away. I'm just going to throw that in. It doesn't go away.
You get distracted by other
Our
stuff, right?
our thoughts and our
Yeah.
doubts and our fears drown it out. It's like static and tuning in, like a radio. Like, we and then we hear the
Mhm.
song, right? But we can hear the song all the time. We can hear the song all the time.
I I had a big issue coming in from academia into spirituality, and I wanted to place everything into something that I felt like was rigid and I could understand. And I feel like today that message of you know um, the art that is us versus I forgot how you put it. I'm paraphrasing. Uh, it was the quote that you used.
Oh,
Uh,
Einstein.
Yeah.
Einstein's quote. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and even like coming to class helps me keep in perspective that you know all these experiences contribute to making me great all the time, right? And life is always changing and always experiencing so many different things, but I need to be present and focused on how I'm integrating these things into my everyday practices, right? So like, people know meditation 6 o'clock on Wednesdays is built into my day. That's built into like my work schedule at the same time. So like folks be like, man, I wish I could work like that. You can. You just, you have to be just as serious about self as you are about everything else that you put self into. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So like this, I don't know. You've been invaluable to me in so many ways, and especially with this class. We always talk about you always joke with me and saying that I'm a Jaguar covered Pinto. you know, and instead of taking the time and really, exploring the luxury, the lavishness that is there, honestly, I want to rush it and throw the vinyl over this little Pinto. You know what I mean? And this class just really helps me to slow down and stay focused and stay mindful into that. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't think that I could still have that same experience virtually, but I look forward to still confabbing with you all every Wednesday evening.
Yeah. It's
So I know that was long winded, but
No,
you know.
thank you. And I have a question for you. Do you remember way back when we were meeting at Sweetness and you were really fighting um, in breaking through into having that sense of the I am?
Yeah, these were big. I was trying to spare people of the blood splatter because they might look at you differently with how you had to pummel this into me over the years.
Oh.
We would go on, excursion after excursion, and it's so many one-liners that I was able to take away. Like just that, this one phrase is something that I'll always keep with me that you said to me one day at Sweetness, and it was like, "Don't you know that you're taken care of?" And then you said it again at another time, but that was like the first time you said it to me, and I had to think about it. Like, no, no, I don't know that I'm taken care of, right? And that was just like, now when I look back in hindsight, being 2020, it's like, well, damn, that was the source of all the issues.
Mhm,
Not trusting that I'm taken care of no matter what, and being able to tether that no matter what I've been through in my life,
mhm.
I've been taken care of either reactively or proactively, however I decided to, have the perspective. But just those kind of inferences there. Like some days you'd be like, you seem quite pensive today. And I really do be. It's like I'm trying to figure this out, And it'd be sometimes I feel like I got so much traction right off of knowing what I'm talking about as far as academic wise. And then I come to you and you'd be like, no, you You're getting it all wrong. This is the Pinto. And you back in the Pinto again.
Oh man.
It wasn't like that.
But it would really make me, but I really like, I'm the type of person who really enjoys the challenge, because okay, she's telling me this for some reason, because I know she loved me, she cared about me, she been here with me, demonstrated so many different times, so many different ways. So it's not that, it's something that I'm missing. What is the something? Right? And I could ask you and you can give me whatever interpretation that you think is missing, but it's up to me to really figure out what that one thing is. Right? So I enjoy that, because it forces me to, it's running into the wall. It's running into a wall saying, no, you're not getting it. Crash dummy, figure it out.
But that's so, and thank you so much. It's so important, your words. And every person has to remove their blockage or beg for the help from the I am within, because all of a sudden the light turns on and you're like, huh, I'm one with myself in my moment by moment living, not in snatches and grabs, right? But in full time, all the time. And I teach this class because that's how I live, and it's real, and I so want it for everybody. I mean, I don't teach this because I don't know, just to say I teach a class, but it's really life. This is life, and it's yours and mine and all of us, and it's so good. And all the answers are right here. Everything that we need is right here, and it doesn't always come how we want it, but the desire, we get there, but we get there different maybe than how we thought, but it's better for us, and it's better for the outcome and the fullness of what we're creating with our life. So yes, you break through, and then you're there, and now you're living. And now people are coming and finding you. And then you find your mentoring people. So Tom has something to say. Oh, he can't wait to have a creations homework book. And he loves the peace this class has given him. And his heart is so free. And thanks to all of you, it's a beautiful life. And, when Tom and I first started together, and there was carnage. Because we die to we get rid of the persona. Something dies. Right? And that's the struggle. That's the struggle. Birthing, right? Being born from the inside out. So does anybody else want to share, or everyone's scared now? No. You've all known.
It's hard for me because I am one of those people who is the hardest working, hardest. I put so much effort into stuff, and it's hard to segue away from that.
Mm-hmm.
If it's because we were talking the one day, that was fun and easy.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it's important or as important or as whatever it is as the thing that was really hard for me to do.
Mm-hmm.
So that is kind of part of my problem, is this thing is probably fun and easy if I would just get that spot. If I don't have to like stress and work hard and fill my days and weeks up with all this hard work to get there, it's kind of against my nature. So I have to change some of that part of myself.
Yeah. Our age, we've been programmed a lot like that. A lot of it is simply making a decision of what you believe. I believe I am the I am. God is expressing through me. Therefore, I will hear the voice, my voice, the voice of God within me. And then listen to the fireworks go off in your thinking brain. But
Well,
then,
no, 'cause it's gonna be like, I know it's gonna be so fun and easy when I get there, but it's right now. I just am stuck there. I'm stuck somewhere.
you're not
I
stuck.
think
You're
I
not.
think I'm stuck.
You're not stuck. You're not stuck. You're just feeling. You're having feelings of frustration because it is different.
That's the frustration you were talking
It
about.
is different than what you are used to. You're trying to get into something that is different. And really, do you think that your persona, your ego, really wants to step back?
No, it's very. It rules.
But we all feel hard-headed at some point in our growth. I have, been like, I think I've got the hardest head anywhere. And no, I
Yes,
don't. Maybe I do. But guess what? You guys have all known me a really long time. Everyone who's in the class tonight. All of you have known me a year. Way more than that for some of you. You've seen a difference in me. You've seen the evolution. So you know it's real. You know it's real. Just hook on. Make a decision and then just tune it out. Tune out the noise. That's what I do sometimes with stuff. Like I sat down, I had the hardest time with the attributes like the love, compassion, joy, peace, all these things that are hardwired into our heart. When I read the study that said all of that is hardwired into your heart, not your brain, and that the heart has more connections to the brain than the brain to the heart, right? I was like, I've got that, whether I have a frame of reference for it or not. So it's mine. It came with the accessory package, right? In this vehicle. And I sat down in my meditation. I said, if it's there, it's there. And I shut my eyes and I saw all of that blow up in my heart. It was like released because I got it, right? It's built in. None of us came without it, right? Sometimes we just have to get it or make a decision and stop seeking something we already own. Acknowledge that we have it. You are the I am. You're not stuck. You're just learning that. And so you're getting some opposition to it from where you've lived for most of your experience. All of us, all of us have to cross that.
That
So,
makes sense.
yeah.
My owner's manual is under the car seat somewhere.
So, does anybody else have anything to say? And I'll move into the meditation.
Just that everything everybody has kind of said is really hit home for me. I mean, I could when Naj said I've been there for all that, and it's nice to know I'm not alone.
Yes, right? That's why we have to speak.
And even the struggles of where you're at now and being stuck. I mean, I get that 100%.
Yeah. And
Oh,
then if she just hangs in there, right, what happens?
You're still stuck. I'm still stuck.
No, you're
Someday I'll get there. I know I will. But
oh my gosh.
I love you. Okay, this is going to help you, this meditation.
it has been helpful. It has been very helpful hearing all this. Thank you, everybody.
So that's why we come, because we're family. And for me, like I get to see you guys. And the virtual, obviously face to face is fabulous, but this is getting to be just as good. you know, the energy's flowing between us anyway. So we'll get together again. But anyway, so what we're going to do in the meditation is it's going to be a music meditation. So we'll come into the, get into the loving place. And then I'm going to um, play 2 songs. I figured out how to do it. So I will not be speaking for the songs because then you get all the music. But I'm playing 2 songs, and what the intention I want um, you guys to get is both of these songs are address the where you are, and that you're on a journey. And so the first one is in English and some Sanskrit. The second one, or actually the first one, is in Sanskrit. And I think I've had you listen to this before, but it's Om Namo Bhagavate. And really, I stumbled into this mantra um, because I was taking a class, and then we used to sing them. And then I found this one, and I was every day. I'd wake up in the night, and I would be singing it, and I would go to the studio, and I had downloaded it, and I would just play it, and I had no clue what it was saying, but I was brought to tears. Like, I was so moved by this mantra. And I looked it up at one point finally, and it was speaking to exactly where I was. And so in my study and learning about, the Sanskrit language, it's not like English. There's a word for this and a word for that. It's tones and sounds and vibrations that carry the essence of the energy through millennia, like through eternity. So when we listen to or participate in the mantras, we're not getting the words, we're getting the life energy that comes through those sounds in that language. Okay, so that first one is basically, I bow to the God who illumines my darkness. Now, darkness isn't like a scary thing. Darkness is something you don't know. Darkness is a lack of knowledge. So, we bow, we receive the God who enlightens us, who brings light to our darkness. In other words, I'm sitting in the dark, turn on the light, if you want to put it into that kind of language, or open my blind eyes, right? Or how about this? The soul of man is the candle of the Lord, if you want to take it from the Bible. You are the God who lights my candle. Yeah, it's from the Bible. So the message is the same through all eternity. So that's the first one. And just, it's repetitive so that you get over not understanding it, and then you get into feeling it. That will be the first one. And then the second one is half and half English, half Sanskrit. And it speaks, how close the I am is, closer than breath. You are the air. I am a wanderer. It's those feelings of being lost, right? I am a prisoner. We're wrapped up, locked up in the prison of our thoughts and our training, the ways of being that flow out of that, and then I am the singer, you are the song. I am the lover, you are the love. So, what it the Sanskrit translates into is, you are the God who opens my prison or sets me free. It's the same message, right? So we're going to go in, and these songs are going to play through, and I'm asking that you have an intention of opening yourself to receive. Just receive being spoken to, receive the music ministering to you, receive the essence behind all of it, right? Because that is magic that comes through eternity into our lives. This will really lift you up, elevate you, and move you forward if you let it. Alrighty, so I'm going to mute you all, and I want you to close your eyes if you can and settle into your breath. And place your attention in your heart center. And breathe in and out.